There we go. Look, I think we have liftoff here. Hey, everybody. Kia ora. Welcome to the, where's my hand on this green screen, live listening party. We've got a few people tuning in so far. Kia ora. No mai, haere mai. Look, this is totally new to me, and I imagine it's totally new to you. I've downloaded this really nifty software that I'm going to be trying to work my way through tonight as we listen for the first time in its entirety the new album Atarangi Morning Sky. So welcome along to the party. This that you just heard me play there, that sweet chocolatey sound, is the sound of a custom Tom Knowles music kazoo, which is part of merch for this album I am actually selling. So throughout the evening, and I'll try and keep everything quite short, but throughout the evening I will be selling these. So you just have to go to tomknowlesmusic.com and there will be a big post there saying merch. Now, one of the nifty things that I can do with this is I have this thing rolling along the bottom, which helps you with some links. Merch is available on tomknowlesmusic.com. Now, the other cool thing about this site, as we're doing this listening party, is I can see comments that you write from the comfort of your own home. So currently I've got a Peter Hambleton kazoo-tastic, and one of the really cool things, Pete, is I can actually show your comment like so. So thank you, Peter. And I've also got Peter's daughter, my partner in crime, Sophie. Woohoo, excited. So currently we have 3 people watching, and I think you're 2 of them. So I'm very excited to be doing this for you, but also for everyone who might tune in through the evening. So how this is going to work is I am going to give you a little play each of the songs in the order that I sort of wrote them in, and decided to put them together and to put out to the world. And I will give you a little bit of insight to each of the songs briefly, which is really exciting and probably something that artists don't really get to do. You put your music out there and that's it. And so this is exciting to be able to, give some context and explain some of the songs, maybe where I was in my life, because as some of you might know, these songs have taken years for me to put out to the world. In fact, some of the songs I started while I was at Bohuli Intermediate, which was, in the very early 2000s. So the songs are now complete, and I feel a sense of completion having them out to the world. And a wee fun fact for the evening: as of tonight, last time I checked, there have been over 15,000 people who have listened and viewed the videos. So as my dear mother would say, the proof is in the pudding. I'm very excited to do this tonight, and also that people are engaging and listening. So do listen to the music, put it out there to the world. If you do want to buy merch, you can play along with the album. It was one of our intentions. We added kazoo into most songs. So tomknowlesmusic.com. There's kazoos, there's egg shakers. Yeah, really great sound. In fact, we went to the rock shop yesterday, and these sell, not with my name on it, but Reno, for $9.50. So today's hot price is $5 on the website. But anyway, without further ado, I would like to just give you a little brief insight into why I wrote the album, and then kick off with the first track of the album. So Atarangi Morning Sky, like I said, has been a long time coming. I was really interested in the Māori story of creation with Ranganui and Papa Tuanuku back when I first engaged with it, probably at Kapahaka at Bohuli Intermediate School when I was a young buck. The story just fascinated me because mainly of the personification of our life forces being, our wind being a person, and our forest being a person, and our oceans being a person. Although we think of them as Atua and God, of course, but there's a real personification of the forces, which really excited me, and I think is a real way of learning empathy and to care for certain things in a different way. So that really set me off on a long track to writing this. I stuck it out, and little tidbits and songs would come to me over the years, and I always knew I wanted to write this story. And the musical journey aspect of it, I've been a big fan of The Who's Tommy. Jesus Christ Superstar first started off as an album, obviously a show as well, but they put the album out first. And my biggest influence, I suppose, is Troy Kingi. And hopefully, Troy, you're listening tonight, one of the few people there, because he really takes you to a world, makes you feel comfortable but uncomfortable. It's music for all ages and music preferences, and takes you on a musical experience and journey. So that was what I set out to do. And you will hear the album tonight in some sort of order, with me explaining how that all fits together. So the first track, which is also my latest single, Breath of Life, was actually written in difference to the entire story of Atarangi Morning Sky. It was written while I was about to propose to my partner, who's listening in tonight, Sophie Hambleton. Unfortunately, our trip to Queenstown didn't go as planned, and Sophie was called into work. So I ended up doing a camper van trip on my own until she arrived. I was at one of the lakes where Lord of the Rings was being filmed. And for the first time, I thought I would write a song based on everything I saw. So the lake had stopped moving. It was absolutely bucketing down with rain. Birds were flying in the sky. Look, the song will explain itself, but think of a nervous young buck about to propose to his partner at the lake that they filmed Lord of the Rings in Queenstown. The music video clip that accompanies this song was filmed by Adam Hogan, and all of my stuff was produced and done with Loho Studios, which is Adam and my good mate Josh, who I'll talk about soon. And we wanted to just showcase the amazing vistas, landscapes, and what we have on our back doorstep here in New Zealand. So the entire music video clip was filmed in one day in Christchurch, with a whole load of different shirts. This one in particular is designed by my best mate, Jake Stafford Wood, who's probably tuning in from Australia right now with Katrina. So kia ora. And he designed a whole bunch of the shirts for the music video clips. So without further ado, I am going to show you the first music video clip and the first song from Atarangi Morning Sky, which is called Breath of Life.
Woke up to a world afar, right here in my own backyard. Cool water, mountain high, snow-capped with the misty sky. So cold but never felt so warm. Nothing I've ever seen before. We've walked this land for 1,000 years. I'm taking my turn to be the one who's here, just like a postcard picture from a mystical place. Family with you, you can move at your own pace. Postcard surroundings make you feel so small, but let the breath of life make you stand tall. The lake stopped moving, Manu flying high. Rain starts falling, mountains sun's lost in sky. It's like the world stopped turning, but we know that that's a lie. 'Cause my heart is still a beating for the breath of life. Out there, Aroa, my country and my home. Multicultural, we will never walk alone. The sun is shining at the dawning of the day. So let the breath of life carry you away. Hey, oh, out there, Aroa, my country and my home. Multicultural, we will never walk alone. The sun is shining at the dawning of the day. So let the breath of life carry you away.
Thank you for letting me know that I was muted. Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for listening to the first song, Breath of Life. So a few things while watching it myself that I thought I might just quickly mention is the anthem line that we added in there wasn't added in until very last in the process. It wasn't part of the song. And I was talking to Adam Hogan, who mixed the whole thing. And he was like, "What's this song?" And I said, "Well, it's the big stadium anthem of the album." And he said, "Well, you should add in the actual anthem." So that's how that little bit got put in there. And I think it's really fitting to really kickstart a New Zealand summer anthem, though we're getting into winter. But a really awesome little add there, and that's the sort of process that we created in the studio with Adam and Josh. Is it was very much a collaboration. Oh, I've just got a wee message come through, and I will show it. Pete Knowles, is the internet okay? Well, why don't you at home tell me? Is this coming through all clear? Ground control to Major Tom. Is everyone able to hear me? I'm getting some really awesome comments through, and I really appreciate that. Yes, so you probably heard some beautiful harmonies in there also, and I'll talk to it as we go on, but that is the phenomenal Jed Parsons. He came in at various times in our recording process and chucked in his voice, usually in one take, absolutely incredible. He also played drums on that track and multiple other tracks. As you'll hear through the album, although it sounds massive, there's really only, apart from a couple of specialist vocalists, there's really only 4 guys that play this whole thing. Josh Logan is on every bass line and a lot of other things on the album, including synths. Thomas Isbister plays the majority of the drums, but also all of the flutes and all of the percussion. And a lot of guitar overdubs. He's an incredible musician. I recommend checking him out. He's just released his 10th, I think, album. Graham, how you going? Thank you for tuning in. And also Jed, Josh, Thomas, and then Adam, who helped with a bit of the Foley, but also held down the desk and was the keyboard warrior for us through this process. So I'll talk to them a bit later on. So the second song on the album really kick-starts the journey. That's sort of like if you were to think of a prologue, Breath of Life. So now we get into the real guts of it with the song My People. And the idea around My People Once Were Warriors was this song, this album is meant for all ages. It's meant for people of all shapes, sizes, colors, ethnicities, cultures. And I feel a real sense in my generation and the generations before that the bad connotations that come with Once Were Warriors being the hit movie that also created a lot of awful stereotypes in New Zealand. So this, to an extent, was for the younger generation to reclaim the saying, my people once were warriors, because they were. And this album is so much about my journey and discovery of where I come from, who I am, and my people, which is an ongoing discovery. And it's fascinating, and I'm enjoying that journey, and I encourage everyone else. And the album encourages everyone to dig deep and have a look at where we are from. And so my people started with 4 or 5 verses and pretty much came down to one and a haka. The haka of Toia Mai, which calls people calls the waka onto the motu and the land, which is the idea. There is some spoken word at various times, a couple of lines which are actually believed to be the first ever words spoken from Kupe's wife on their first journey. He Aotearoa. There it is, the land of the long white, the land of the long white cloud. That goes on to say row further, so it ties in with the bringing in of the waka. So without further ado, the music video. I was hugely fortunate to team up with Bohorley Intermediate School, which was my old school, where a lot of these songs first originated from. My mum, Lindy Knowles, teaches there, and they were phenomenal. And so this is one of the music video clips. This song has been selected for the May new tracks from New Zealand on air. It's gone on to be on a few playlists, and it's just started playing on a few radio stations. So I'm really happy about that. So keep tuning in and playing this song. And without further ado, here is My People, filmed again by Adam Hogan. Features the beach of Atarangi, which is in the Blenheim region where we're from. And also known as the first marketplace of Māori. A lot of bones have recently been discovered there, and archaeologists believe that they are some of the first Māori bones, which is an incredible place to then go and film this music video clip. So thank you very much. This is My People, the second track on the album. Enjoy.
Gatherers and foragers a long, long time ago. My people once were warriors. Pacific Ocean travelers, so many moons ago. And with the stars they traveled across the ocean wide. And with the stars as their guide in life, my people once were warriors. My people once were warriors. Ocean wide until they found the land of the long white cloud. Our people once were warriors. My people were warriors. My people once were warriors. My people once were warriors.
Cool. Awesome. So that was My People. As you may have seen in the corner, oh God, I've got this green screen thing on. It's taking my hand out. Corner up here, at the end of that, it said New Zealand On Air Music. Yes, I forgot to mention that this album came into existence thanks to the support of New Zealand On Air Music. I actually gained funding, a very small amount of funding, but enough to get me over the line to get this going, from New Zealand On Air Music for Tamariki, which is super exciting. I wanted to fill what I thought was somewhat of a gap between very childish music and kiddie music, which has its place. You row your boats, and obviously, your Justin Timberlake Can't Stop This Feeling. So this is also hopefully something that I envisioned both my generation and older enjoying, but also the younger generation to be bopping along as they walk through their playgrounds. And as far as I've heard from lots of feedback from schools, it's achieving that in some way, shape, or form. One of the songs is actually going to feature in the Marlborough Marlborough Children's Festival, singing festival later in the year. Oh, hello, Auntie Claire. I've just got a message from Claire. Hi, Tom and family. Sounding good. Well, thank you very much for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, the live stream has officially gone international. My Auntie Claire resides in London. Look, this is probably a really good chance to ask where everyone is tuning in from. Seeing I can see your comments coming through. So write a comment. Let me know where you are listening from. I'd love to know. I'm going to definitely barrel through the songs because I don't want to hold you for too long. But the really good thing about this album is some of the songs are very short, and that is on purpose. They're almost theme songs, little intros. I was always swayed by wrestling intros, which I'll discuss in a bit. Which brings me to the next song, which is Long Line of Chiefs, Part 1. This song, if you could envision a father, a lot of this album is actually pre my daughter Marley Rose, but a lot of it is a sort of toying in my head of what conversations I might have with my child if I was to have a child. And there's even some songs there that are directly to a child. And so this, I was lucky enough to then have a child, but it got to that stage and we could no longer call the child Atarangi because by that point we had a musical in the works and now this album. So Marley Rose is my Atarangi, if that makes sense to everyone. G'day, Greg Logan. Good on you, champ. Loving it. And you know what? I'm going to put that up so everyone can see. Thank you, Greg Logan. Appreciate it. Greg's son, of course, is the Josh Logan that both mixed all of this, played all of those silky smooth bass lines in all the tracks, and was a real main. Him and Adam were incredible sounding boards and collaborators on what is a huge project, really. So without them, this would not be happening tonight or any night. So I recently just sent Greg, you'll be happy to know, these kazoos down to Josh and the girls and Rocco. So hopefully they're at home right now playing their kazoos along with the music. But we're going to take a little different approach this time. So the third track of the album does sort of sit you in this sort of more of a ballad. Imagine a dad singing to his child. There's no music video clips for these, but I have put together a little iMovie, so you can hear the song with the clouds in the background. This is Long Line of Chiefs, Part 1. So I hope you enjoy this.
from a long line of chiefs, a long line of warriors. Your tipuna breathe through you. You are tangata whenua from the land of the long white cloud. You have a story, sing it out and sing it proud, sing it out. Sing it out, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I just said all of that with my mic muted. That was Long Line of Chiefs, part 1. I was just saying that we actually recorded a whole bunch of versions of that song. Yeah, got it. Thanks, Pete. Pete's just yelling out on mute. I've unmuted. So yes, we just we recorded a whole bunch of versions of that song, piano, guitar, electric guitars, and 2 made it to the album. One you'll hear later on, which is the response from the child. So thank you for listening to that. I've had a wee request from Greg Knowles. Am I taking requests because they would love Baby Shark? Well, unfortunately, Baby Shark probably has some serious lawyers watching every time that song's played. So I don't have the rights for that. However, all of my songs are sort of the same length of Baby Shark, which I think sits in at 1:57. Can I get a fact checked on that, Greg, if you don't mind? I'm going to roll on in. So now we're about to hit the stage of the album where we really dig deep into the creation story of Ranganui and Papatūānuku. The song will explain it, but the really special thing about this album is I have some amazing special guests, and this particular song features a really good friend of mine who I've done multiple shows with. She's also been my materia ture when I was Grant Robertson in a very early show, impersonation show. But she has an incredible voice. She was a soloist at WOW a couple of years ago. It's the famous Carrie Green, and I'm so stoked to have Carrie Green on the album. And I really think that she shines and really brings a whole element to the album that it wouldn't have with just me banging away. So she plays the part of Papatūānuku in the song, myself as Ranganui. Although Ranganui and Papatūānuku are not people, I've tried to find parallels to the modern day. So as a couple that are forever entwined. So without further ado, this is Rangi and Papa, and I must add that this song has been going gangbusters on Spotify and things. I think this is the next top played song after the 3 singles. So I'm really happy that people are vibing with this. This is one of the ones that I wrote back at Boholi, which is super exciting to hear it come to fruition now. In fact, some of the chorus is very similar to a song we did in Kapahaka back then. I have no idea how that song goes. However, it just stuck in my head. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is Rangi and Papa featuring Carrie Green.
In the beginning, there was nothing you could see. In the beginning, there was only you and me. They were Rangi, me Papatūānuku. I am the heaven,
and I am the land.
Rangi, me Papatūānuku.
I am your lady,
And I am your man. La 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 la.
Make some noise for Carrie Green there at your homes. What an incredible voice. I'm so stoked to have her on the album. In two capacities too. You'll hear later on her doing something very different in the rap song of the album. Bronwyn Jones, thank you for tuning in. Let me know who's listening. I can see your comments and I really appreciate them. I'm loving this. I hope you guys are at home too. Just reminding you, there is merch for sale, tomknowlesmusic.com. Yes, I did buy myself a .com domain name in order to sell merch with no fees. So there you go. You can bank transfer. You can also buy the digital album on there, which is something I added because CDs aren't a thing anymore. So I thought, instead of spending all my money printing CDs, people don't even have CD players. You're welcome. You can go on tomknowlesmusic.com to the merch section, and you can actually buy the digital album. And I will send you a folder of the music, so it's on your laptop. You own it. I do ask that you don't share it with too many people that haven't bought it, but it's a modern day CD, so that is there, and that is helping me to continue being a musician. So that was Rangi and Papa featuring the amazing Carrie Green, which sets off our story of the creation, the Māori story of creation. So Rangi and Papa were entwined with no light allowed in. Now, Rangi and Papa had 7 children that were trapped inside of their darkness. And I didn't want to write each of them a song. I wanted to write each of them a wrestling intro, as if they were coming out for a big fight, which actually ended up happening. We're talking about the atua of the ocean, Tangaroa, Tāne Mahuta, the atua of our forests, Haumie Tiki Tiki. We're talking about Tāwhiri Mātia, our wind, and so on. You're about to hear their songs. On Spotify and on the album, I put each of them individually because I thought, for educational purposes and for people wanting to hear the song, they might want to, just zone in on one god. However, the intention was for all of them to be played as one song. So they are all in the same key. And I tried to give them each a flavor to how I would picture them as a person, i.e., one of them is a Rastafari with Rongo, the god of peace. And right through to Tu Mātoenga, the god of war. So you'll hear him being a bit of a Snoop Dogg rapper. So I've put them together for you tonight, just also for time purposes. But these are the introductions of the gods. So please enjoy this.
My name is Rongo, a peaceful kind of guy. My name is Rongo. Learn to love and not to fight. Ruamoko, 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 Ruamoko. me. If you wanna fight, you can pick a fight with me, and you'll see I'm the strongest in the family. One more time, my name is Tomato, and you can call me T. If you wanna fight, you can pick a fight with me, and you'll see I'm the strongest in the family. Let the boy out the cage, it's a coming of age, it's hungry. Falling over with rage, it's time to take break. Space the stage, and fly my way out of the darkest cave. I rise triumphantly amongst the great self-made. Warfare, tirade, sharp blade. My words caught like a J crusade. Be afraid, remember my name, I say.
There you have it, the Maori gods or atua. I hope you can picture each of them walking out to a wrestling match with their own vibe. Why don't you comment who your favorite god might be based on their theme song? I'm a big fan of Tuma Tauenga, the rapper with the T-Pain voice. I think that's partly because of Josh Logan's incredible bass line. Really got me vibing, considering the song pretty much has one chord. A lot of the BVs there are recorded from Jed Parsons. Again, thanks, mate. Incredible job. And now I've just had I'm just going to pause the story of Rangi and Papa because I've just had an important message come in because I am reading your comments. My good mate Phil Leinsters, how you doing, mate? Thanks for tuning in. Any plans for a live album playthrough or plans for the musical to be remounted? Now, I haven't mentioned the musical tonight, but yes, these songs did start off as part of a musical. However, I wanted them to stand alone as an album as well, just like Jesus Christ Superstar, while I got the musical working. I enjoy the songs being out there individually, and I think they stand up. However, the plan is definitely to put the show on again in some way, shape, or form. So it was first put on by Bohuli Intermediate School a couple of years ago with over 300 kids involved. There are works to continue doing it, but my focus has been on the album. In terms of playthroughs, yes, Phil, on the 13th of July for Matariki, and I haven't announced this yet, but we are doing a showcase acoustically of some of these songs in Wellington. I'm going to have special guests, hoping to get Carrie Green. Hopefully she's watching. In fact, Phil, I'd love for you to come and do a couple of our songs that we used to do. Where do your roots from? All of those sorts of ones would be incredible. A couple of roots reggae songs from you. But that's the first one, is Matariki Celebration as part of the Eat, Drink, Play Festival in Wellington, 13th, in time for Matariki. And also, this hasn't been announced either, but I'm telling all of you there, we are going to be playing some of these songs as the full band at New Year's Eve in Picton. We're doing a preset for Tangaroa is Graham's favorite. That's beautiful. Thank you, God of the Ocean. That's my Jason Momoa shout out. We are doing a preset of all ages music at New Year's in Picton, where we will play some of these songs, followed by the full band set, because I'm also a covers music artist. So I'm looking forward to going from doing some of these reggae numbers of my own to busting out some Bon Jovi. So there you have it, Phil. There's a couple of things. This is giving cult leader vibes. Oh, God, really? I'm trying to be my best self here. And and try to explain these songs. I mean, a lot of artists probably would never do this. They would just put the music out and it's up to you. But I just thought it would be really cool to give some context. And I know I'm waffling because that's what I tend to do. But we're in the middle of the story of Rangi and Papa. So we've just announced all the brothers that are stuck in this darkness, and they decide to push their parents apart for, well, in a modern context would be for life, for light, and to progress. So the next song fits in with that, and the thinking behind it was I really wanted to write a song that was pretty much, the story goes that there were 6 against 1, 6 of the Atua against Tawhiri Mātia, who said, no, we shouldn't break our parents up. They love each other. Let's not break them up. And the brothers said, no, we should fight them and break them up in some way, shape or form, is how the story goes. And so this song is the brothers having a go or trying to convince Tawhiri Mātia that they should fight and break up this partnership in order for them to have a life. The song is called Tēnā Kōwhiria, which at the time I was at Boholi was actually our school motto. And we were told at the time that it was translated roughly to it's about choices. You must choose, a choices to be made, something around that. So Tēnā Kōwhiria, you must choose. And so this next song are the 6 brothers telling their 7th brother that they need this. Here we go, Tēnā Kōwhiria. Wrong one. So that's the first blunder of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. This one.
Where does your allegiance lay? 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 Tēnā kōwhiria, tēnā kōwhiria, tēnā kōwhiria, tēnā kōwhiria. We've got to fight for our freedom, for what we believe in. So don't fight that feeling that keeps us all breathing. 'Cause when that darkness takes you over, lose all control of your body and your soul. Tēnā kōwhiria,
Awesome. So that's tēnā kōwhiria. Those who are grammatically minded, yes, I do realize the saying should be, where does your allegiance lie? Being that it's a question, not in past tense, but it really didn't fit with the vocal delivery that I really wanted to achieve there, which included those opera voices in the background to give this godlike feeling, which Amelia, is probably why you're getting cult vibes, because I'm pictured here with this makeshift green screen that I rigged up in Blenheim here with my parents. So that was the idea, to give this grandeur, this huge feeling of these gods debating. You've seen in movies the Zeus court scenes and things like that, and council scenes, and so it's that vibe, but for Te Ao Māori and our Māori story. Which would be incredible to stage, and I look forward to when we can really sink our teeth into a live on stage attack of the gods. Yes. Hey, Ozbot, Oren Lee, Rob, I see you've signed in there, mate. Thank you for listening. So for those who don't know, I know some of you are watching on Facebook and others are watching on YouTube, so give me some likes. I appreciate it. For those who are new joining, yes, we have merch for sale at a discounted rate while I'm doing this. It is on tomknowlesmusic.com. You'll see a little thing that says merch. I don't have t-shirts. I have kazoos and I have shakers, 4 different colors, and I also have little custom printed gibbets which go onto your Crocs. For you youngins out there, you probably know about these. But the reason I wanted to get this printed, which is obviously the Tino Ranga Tiratanga Māori flag, but it also represents my story of the black being te kore, or the void of darkness, the red representing Papa Tuanuku and the earth, and the white kurus representing the unfurling of life and light. So that gives you a little rundown on what that means. So they're for sale too, and also the digital album. I've just seen that Carrie Green has just signed in to listen. Carrie, I'm not sure if you were listening when we played your song earlier, but lots of people commented, really enjoying your rendition and help on Rangi and Papa, which you absolutely smashed. Yeah, you should buy some Crocs as well to go with these. Unfortunately, the photo selling these is of Sophie's Crocs, which aren't real Crocs, but don't fire me. So we're in the crux of the Rangi and Papa story here. We've just had the brothers, trying to get Tāwhiri Mātia on side to split the parents up. So this next song is my favorite song on the album. It gives me serious Kora vibes, Lawton Kora, Francis Kora, Brad Kora, which is the album that me and the bros definitely changed our music taste when we were younger, and we wanted to recreate some of those Kora vibes. So this next song is called Too Many Lives. Too Many Lives Lost. You'll hear lots of Troy Kingy vibes in there as well. And this song actually was written while I was at drama school, off a little jam that me and Ruben Butler had. So if Ruben's listening too, kia ora. And this next song is Tāwhiri Mātia's response. So I hope you enjoyed this, to her brothers, or his brothers.
Too many lives lost, too many trying to be the boss, too many lines crossed, too many lost at what cost. We give the power to the people, cause it's our time coming around. But there's never nothing ever going down. Storm clouds hanging about a society that lives and breathes in perfect harmony. Is this just a fantasy? Just just a dream, or is this a possibility? You tell me, could it be now? Too many lives lost, too many trying to be the boss. Too many lines crossed, stop. Too many lost, at what cost? Too many lives lost, too many trying to be the boss. Too many lines crossed, stop. Too many lost, at what cost? We go marching into battle, though our enemies are unaware. But we say we only want to fight fair. Storm clouds reappear. A perfect life is in my sight. You can see it in my eyes. Or is it just in my mind? We only want to fight. Think of the guys that we victimized. I say too many lives lost, too many trying to be the boss. Too many lines crossed, stop. Too many lost, at what cost? Too many lives lost, too many trying to be the boss. Too many lines crossed, stop. Too many lost, at what cost?
Awesome. That's Too Many Lives. My favorite song from the album. Some amazing instrumentations there, including the strings played on a guitar with a cello bow from Thomas Isbister. That was about a 3 a.m. ad when we were recording the album. And in my opinion, absolutely makes it. There's some Moog keyboards, which Josh Logan played on, and some amazing percussion, which really sells it for me. So that is what I would think of to be Tāwhiri Mātia's response to her brothers, just keeping in this story for context of this chunk of songs. So I'm going to go right along. The brothers ended up splitting up. Ranginui, our Sky Father, and Papatuanuku, our Earth Mother, which created light but sent Ranginui to the sky and Papatuanuku to be our Earth. And this next song is called You Make a Manuhiri. Manuhiri, which we all know meaning visitor on a marae context. Originally, the song was You Make a Tautangata of Me, because tautangata translates to an alien or out of this world or different, which I really wanted to kind of vibe with in terms of this, trying to fit this Māori myth into modern day world, being an alien or, you know, out of this world, living in space. However, it didn't make as much sense when I went and talked to some people about it. So luckily, manuhiri is a commonly used word with our tangata whenua and manuhiri. So yes, you make a manuhiri out of me, roughly translating to you make a visitor out of me, being that he became the sky. Despite love, despite everything that was involved, Ranginui was pushed apart from his wife and only joined by the light of the ocean and the air that we breathe and the land. So this is the waiata of Ranginui as it's written on the Spotify. And we recorded these. This is the original vocal take that we kept because I liked the hurt and the husk and the deepness of it. So that's a little bit about the recording. So this is You Make a Manuhiri. Now bear with me. I hope I click the right stream here. The waiata of Ranginui.
Forever apart now, my heart is in half now. Stars and the moon in the sky come out to play. Dancing in my moonlight, that's where she'll be. You make a manuhiri out of me. You make a manuhiri out of me. So much Catch in between space now. I miss your embrace now. Stars and the moon in the sky come out to play. Dancing in my moonlight, that's where she'll be. You make a manuhiri out of me. You make a manuhiri out of me. You make a manuhiri out of me. In the setting sun, I will remember you. And when that time comes, I hope you do too. Dancing in the moonlight, that's where she'll be. You make a manuhiri out of me. You make a manuhiri out of me. Say goodbye, dear. The guy in the sky, tears. Stars and the moon in the sky, help me pray. And we'll be dancing in the moonlight, that's where we'll meet. You mean the world to me. Dancing in the moonlight, that's where we'll meet. You mean the world to me. You mean the world to me. Used to mean the world to me.
And that is You Make a Manuhiri featuring the beautiful backing vocals of Carrie Green. If you're still listening, thank you again. And also a good friend and amazing singer, Phoebe Hurst, who also did some features early on in My People, but her big song is coming up, which I'm really excited to show you all. Phoebe also has her own album out under Phoebe Vick, so do check that out. It's incredible music, Kimbra vibes, and it's really taken off. For all those people that are tuning in, welcome to the listening party. It's a real privilege to be putting these songs out to people of the world for the first time in their order and in its entirety. So we're not too far off the end. I know I plan to try and do this in an hour, but we're still chugging along. We've got a couple more and some really great ones at that. I just want to reiterate that as of today, we have overtaken over 15,000 views and streams of the music, which is incredible. It means people are listening, and I really, really appreciate that. You can buy the album on tomknowlesmusic.com, as well as kazoos to play along with the album, and shakers and gibbets for your crocs. It's just a little plug for the merch store. Everyone says you got to sell merch. Well, we're doing it our own little way. Hopefully, I know that my partner Sophie and my niece Thea and my daughter Marley Rose are watching from my brother's house, Greg's, at the moment, and I really hope that they're playing along on their kazoos, keeping those neighbors up, because lots of these songs, they deserve, in my opinion, a chorus of kazoos. We've already got an order come out yesterday, which is super exciting for the Blenheim Christmas in the Park, which I can't wait to hear over 50 kazoos blatting at Christmas. There's only one thing better than kazoos. It's kazoos at Christmas doing Christmas carols. So boy, am I excited for that. And hopefully those videos go viral. I would not be surprised. Now I'm going to keep going. The next song is that kind of brings the story of Ranganui and Papatūānuku to a close, with Rangi being sent to the sky. Obviously, the story continues in the Māori myth, with Tāwhiri Mātia going to live up with his dad in the sky. And very briefly, the story progresses to Tāwhiri Mātia pulling his eyes out and throwing them into the sky after a big various battles with his brothers, which create the stars of Matariki. So that's how that continues, that story. But that's where the Rangi and Papa story ends for me in this album, because I find that is a big chunk that is fascinating. Like I said, personifying the Māori atua is just incredible, to think of them as people and carers of certain forces, which is awesome. Keep the comments coming. I'm loving reading them. But the next song, Carrie, give us a shout out if you're still listening, because this one is where I can't believe how much you shine in this song, and how relevant this song is. This next song is called When I Grow Up. I wrote this song. This was the first song we recorded before I even told Josh that it was going to be a 20-song album. This was just one night in Christchurch when I was just hanging with him. I said, oh, let's try this one. It's a rap song. And it was inspired by Tim Mitchen's When I Grow Up, which is a song he has in Matilda, which is, a very United Kingdom take on it. I wanted to create the New Zealand version. And some of the lyrics, as you'll hear, are just so classically now. It talks about the Queen, R.I.P. I hope that this does not offend. It talks about Sam Cane moving on and being an All Black. It talks about MMP and the politics of this country. Look, I'll let it do its own talking. It's hilarious. It features two variations of Carrie Green, and I'll just show you this comment. This is Carrie's Nicki Minaj. Cha-ching. So, ladies and gentlemen, if we ever made another music video clip, I think this would be the next one, due for one. This is When I Grow Up. Now, bear with me that I get the right stream here. I think it's this one.
When I grow up, when I grow up, you're gonna know who I am. When I grow up, when I grow up, you're gonna know who I am. I'll be a firefighting, rapping, rich policeman. If this guy can do it, then I know that I can. I'm gonna be the lead singer of the band.
When I grow up, you're gonna know who I am. Gonna have the world in the palm of my hand. If that guy can do it, then I know that I can. I'm gonna be the leader of the land. MMP.
When I grow up, I'm gonna blow up. When I grow up, meet you at the top. You're gonna know who I am. I'm not gonna stop. When I grow up, can't wait to grow up. When I grow up, you're gonna know my name. I'll be playing for the All Blacks, winning every single game. If the Barrett brothers can do it, then I can do the same. It'll be my turn, move over Sam
When I grow up, you're gonna know my name. I'll be the queen and make your son do can dance. If an old lady can do it, then I can do the same. Throwing all the parties, having money and fame. Cha-ching.
When I grow up, I'm gonna blow up. When I grow up, meet you at the top. You're gonna know who I am. I'm not gonna stop. When I grow up, can't wait to grow up. When I grow up, I'm gonna be a king. When I grow up, you covered in blame. When I grow up, my phone will constantly ring. When I grow up,
Up, you'll have no reason to laugh. Gonna be myself and walk my very own path. When I grow up, I'll learn to be tough. It won't just be me that has had enough. I'm all fed up. I wish that you would just
grow up.
And make some noise from your homes for Carrie Green. That's just so much fun. I've always wanted to put a rap song out, and look, we're full blown rap stars now, Carrie. Sheesh, I'm loving that. The really interesting, funny thing about the music side of that song is it very nearly didn't make the album because we didn't record any drums for it. we'd packed the drum kit up. Thomas was halfway out the door. So what we ended up doing is putting a microphone on a big drum, petrol type drum outside of the studio and getting a boof sound, and then Thomas played some hi-hats on some bits of metal all around the studio. So it's a stomp rendition, really. I can't wait to play it live. I can't imagine it with a full drum kit. But listen back in your own time. Obviously, this is available on all major streaming platforms, but mainly Spotify and YouTube. Listen back and have a listen to those drums, because Thomas Isbister did an incredible job of making something out of nothing, having no drum beat to the song. So that's awesome. I really appreciate that. So we've only got a few to go, a couple of short numbers as well. Thank you for listening, sticking out. The next song, I suppose it's the title song because it's called Atarangi Morning Sky, the same as the album. However, like I said earlier on, this album is very much based around conversations in my head that I thought I might have, or what I might want to say to a child if I was to have a child, which I now do have. And like I said earlier, Sophie and I couldn't end up naming our child Atarangi based on the fact that we already had an album on the way. So this is very much, a father singing to a child, personalizing Atarangi, meaning the morning sky, but also meaning a metaphor for a new generation, a new wave, a new way of being, a new way of thinking. So imagine a massive chorus. Obviously, there is a big chorus in there featuring the likes of Jed Parsons again. Thank you, Jed. But this is Atarangi Morning Sky. It's a bit of a slow jam compared to the reggae tracks, but a couple of really cool songs coming up. So enjoy this one. This is Atarangi Morning Sky, dedicated to my little baby who's listening in, Marley Rose. Here we go.
Sky, as I watched it all move over more and up high. Atarangi, Atarangi, my breath of life, patiently waiting for a new day to rise. I can't say
Awesome. Thank you for listening to that one. God, I'm actually really surprised at how many people are tuning in. And I'm really stoked, actually. I thought I'd have my parents and Sophie maybe for a little bit, but we've got some good numbers, and I'm getting some good messages through. In fact, I've actually just got a bunch of messages through for some merch. Phil Anstis, you've done it again, mate. Thank you for buying some merch. I've got a message through from Oren Lee Rob saying, look, is Graham Buchanan listening? Because if so, give him a shout out from Oren. So there you go. If Graham Buchanan is listening, big shout out from Oren Lee Rob. The comments are coming in thick and fast at various times, and I really appreciate that too. I just want to remind you at this point that the album is up on Spotify. Add it to your playlist, like it, do what people do on Spotify. I don't know. This is a wild new adventure for me into the music industry, having not released any music solo before, only the beer ad, which, did very well. But this is a new endeavor in a wild world, an independent artist trying to sort of promote his own stuff, which has been totally crazy. But I'm going to take the opportunity really quickly to thank the people that have really smashed it out the park for me. Music.net.nz, helping the small man. I've just done an interview with New Zealand Musician Magazine, which I'm excited is coming out soon, along with a review of the album through music.net.nz. The Blenheim newspapers, Blenheim Sun and the Marlborough Express, and Nio's Johnsonville's Independent Herald, they've been magical. I've had articles up the wazoo. People have been sick of me. I'm not surprised. But you got to promote the stuff somehow. The amount of people that have put so much work into it. Look, it's only right that it sees the light of day, and I'm really stoked that it is. So thank you, everyone. For those people, a couple of texts. How do I get merch? Well, tomknowlesmusic.com. There'll be a little merch thing there. Fire away. We've got kazoos. We have shakers, all with the Tom Knowles logo, of course. We have gibbets, and we have the digital album, which will be sent to you so you can have on your computer to avoid, your Spotify's and online streaming. I'm talking fast because I'm trying not to bore you guys. I know that this can get boring, but I'm going to get on with it. Now, the only thing is I've got this nifty wee app with the banners and everything like that. However, you're only allowed to add a certain amount of videos to your studio. So now the remaining songs are not added, so I'm going to have to do them as we talk, and they might just start all of a sudden. So the next song, if you remember back to the Long Line of Chiefs Part 1, which was the father on the guitar singing, you come from a long line of chiefs. Well, this is a bit of a resolution to that with a child sung by yours truly, myself, proclaiming that I do come from a long line of chiefs. And so without further ado, I'm going to play this for you. So hopefully this works, and I will see you soon.
I come from a long line of chiefs, a long line of warriors. My tribuna breathe through me.
That's Long Line of Chiefs Part 2, and I'm sure, let me move this. I was trying to hide the fact that I'm sitting on a really cushly the couch. I'm sure my grandmother, who is a concert pianist, if she is listening, would be very proud of the keys in that. It's one of the few songs that I did play keys for in the album, and I'm really stoked with how it came out. A really nice little reminder to everyone. But we come to the last sort of haul of the album. The last three are two bangers and a nice sort of button. This next song is out of genre to all of the other songs that you've heard tonight. Obviously, there's been ballads and there's been reggae, a lot of roots reggae. However, this next one, I suppose it's more soul, R&B, and it features the phenomenal Phoebe Hurst, which I'm just so stoked that I could, get her along to the studio. This was all recorded at Loho Studios in Christchurch, by the way, which I've mentioned earlier. Josh and Adam were just, monsters of been supporting this and getting behind me, and they've been, we did 3 recording sessions over the last 3 or 4 years, so it's taken a long time. There's lots of layers, and Josh has a knack for complex simplicity, which I think is why we chose why I love the reggae genre. People call it barbecue reggae, but I find that Catch a Fire are just absolute geniuses at making the most complex sound simple to the ear. So this next song features Phoebe Hurst, and one really fascinating thing about this song, or interesting thing about the song rather, is the way I wrote it was I sat at a piano and I just, sometimes I just reel off a tune with random lyrics and I go back and I fix up the lyrics. However, I didn't with this one. The lyrics that came out on day one are the lyrics that stuck. It sounds unlike all my other rhyming patterns and lyrics, because it is straight from the dome, and I hope you enjoy it. This is called Story of Atarangi, and if you can picture a father and daughter, finally standing up for themselves against what can sometimes be a very cruel world. This is it here. I hope you enjoy. This is Story of Atarangi featuring Phoebe Hurst.
Sat around for a while now, put on a pretty face, then I'm fade on down. I stick around for the day, but it's never been when I get asked my say. Yes. I don't care the names you're calling me, what you said, what you've done, I don't care anymore. Disappear the way you treated me, I'm pushing right past you when I'm shutting the door. I am here, it's what I'm standing for, standing tall with my head held high, and I don't care what you say, I don't care anymore. I can do it, just you watch me. I can do it on my own 2 feet. My deep Luna help me breathe. This is where I'm meant to be. It's her story, the story of Atarangi.
Tu t'as marié.
Awesome. Thank you again. Thank you, Phoebe. And yeah, message is fairly clear there. E tu tamariki ma. Take your place in the world. Make your voice heard. Do not be afraid to be who you are. Now is your time. And that's the main theme of a lot of this album. This brings me, look, to the last song before what I will call the outro. And this is the song that we released first. It went absolutely crazy. We got lots of people listening to this. I think this one alone on Spotify has had over 6,000 listens, but I think it's over 5,000 YouTube views as well. It was the song I wrote last, I think. But it's a really nice song to tie everything in. This is a song that a lot of schools have been messaging me about to perform. You guys know what I'm talking about for those that have heard the album. This is I Am Enough. But before we get started, I'm going to attempt to share with you this amazing artwork that I found a guy, Wayne Allen Webb, who does amazing beach art down in Christchurch at New Brighton Beach. So I'm just going to try and put that on the screen here. And I'm going to move here. Oh. I need to change this. No. Oh, look, it doesn't seem to be going for me. Show. What about here? No, it's not working for me. What about if I bring myself back into the stream here? And if you haven't seen this already, this is the big song of the album, and I'm just going to find the video for you. The video features the incredible Boholi Intermediate School, and we had hundreds of kids involved in this, which I'm just so stoked to go back to my old school where this all started and do the music video clip. They're incredible, and maybe some of the parents are watching now, or some of their teachers. Massive thank you to Boholi Intermediate School and Lindy Knowles, my mum, for wrangling all of this and getting all of these kids together. This was all filmed on one day, and I'm just so stoked with the result. It was just me and Adam Hogan who went down to the school. You know, a lot of music video clips have huge crews. We did this with the two of us, and I'm just so happy with the result. So without further ado, this is I Am Enough. And guess what, everyone at home? You are enough.
I am enough, I am enough. Not afraid to be me, I am enough. Who knows just what I could be? We don't know where we're going, but we do know where to start. Hey, our heart, baby, our new. Hey, Tangata.
Tuturu whakamawa ki a tina, hali e hui e
There we go. I'm back. So that was I Am Enough. Yep. I totally agree with this comment too. Yes, Phil Anstis, Phoebe Hurst, yes, please. That was amazing. From Story of Atarangi. Ladies and gentlemen, that was I Am Enough. And I'm so stoked to put that as a bit of a button to the album. There is one last song that we got to 19 tracks. We left a few out that I didn't think we might use later on for various things. But we got to 19, and I'm not a guy to finish on 19. I needed one last little bit. And so I was going through all of our recordings, and I found just the most amazing little outro recorded by Thomas Isbister as a warm up to one of the songs he did previously, which I'm going to play soon. And it's what is on Spotify. It's what is the 20th song of the album. And it's a beautiful little piece. And I will get there in a minute. But first, I wanted to thank you all. We did it. Live listening party. On a Wednesday night, 5 o'clock. So the kids, it's probably time to get these kids to sleep. I went a little bit over time. You guys have all been amazing. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for listening. I want to thank a few people really briefly because I won't get another opportunity because I feel like my Facebook posts are just doing people's head in, and I understand that. I just want to say that all instruments were played live in the studio. Including all those keyboards. We had an old synth. The guys really wanted to be digital. So thank you to Thomas Isbister, who plays guitars, keyboards, organs, synths, flute, drums, percussion, and strings. Beautiful. Josh Logan, who is the absolute backbone of this album. Backbone! He played the bass on every track. Guitars. He played a lot of keyboards, the organs. And he helped out with a lot of percussion and things as well. Jed Parsons, who did the bulk of the backing vocals. What a man. And also keep an ear out as he has more music coming out. He's an incredible guy. And I really appreciate you, Jed. Thank you for backing me in this. He played a lot of drums and the really upbeat numbers as well. Shared with Thomas Isbister. But Jed was also my connection to the industry in terms of answering a lot of questions. So thank you, Jed. The backing vocalists and featured vocalists, both Carrie Green and Phoebe Hurst. Wow, I'm so glad to have you guys involved. Your voices absolutely shine. You're getting likes as I say this. Chuck some love hearts up for and some thumbs up for Phoebe and Carrie. Thank you so much, guys. And we're forever bonded and leaving a legacy for so many people. Your voices just soar. I'm so thankful. Like I said earlier, this was all engineered, mixed, mastered, filmed, edited, the whole lot by my good friend Adam Hogan, another backbone. I can't believe how much input he's had on this. Most people would just turn away, and I'm so thankful, mate. And I hope you're enjoying your kazoo at home as we speak, making a racket for your neighbours who I know love a bit of noise. And like I said, Adam and Josh and Loho Studios for hosting me, making this album possible. I'd like to thank, very importantly, my partner, Sophie Hamilton, who has just been through thick and thin in the writing process, bringing home the bagels in order for me to do this at various times, been such an inspiration to finish and complete. I told myself I wouldn't cry. No, thank you, Sophie. You've been awesome. And what a gift that we are giving to our daughter, Marley. And I can't wait for her to grow up listening to this. She's already such a fan of Moana. We've listened to Moana 10 times today. And, well, this, in my opinion, is our new Moana. And I'm so glad that we are leaving a legacy of music for her. And long may it continue. The songs keep being written while she's in the bath, and I will keep recording until that bank account sits at zero, which isn't far off. I'd like to thank my mum, Lindy, who did so much with the original production, of course, which I haven't talked a lot about, but a lot of you listening probably know about that. Lindy's another backbone and helping with those music video clips, giving advice. Thank you, Mum. Really appreciate it. And also thank you for reconnecting this work with Bohuli Intermediate School. now that Mum's back at Bohuli. And thank you, Bohuli. What an incredible journey we've had with us teaching there, me and Sophie, and doing the production. I'd like to reel off a few more people that have been really helpful. Amber Curran, Tainui Tukuwaho, Albert Bells, Mailha Allen, Regan Taylor, and all of the Tapo family and whānau up in Auckland. We workshopped a lot of this at one point, and so that was invaluable, and I really appreciate that. To my good mate Pierre King, who we started riffing on this idea at drama school. Jamie McCaskill, we sat down early to talk about this idea, and he helped me flesh it. He, he's always inspiring with all the work he does, but also he's been a massive champion at getting. He actually played these songs on Tia Tiawa Tour FM, where he's a radio host, and we had a big interview the other day. So thanks, Jamie. Kia ora. I'd like to thank all of my family for putting up with this for so long. All of the Knowleses, the Elliots, and the Hambletons. I know you're listening, Pete and Aileen. I really appreciate it, making that trip to Blenheim to see the show, but also just supporting us in so many ways to make this possible. Thank you to Josh and Adam's families as well, Mel and the kids. I've kept them up for hours. So thank you to everyone who's made this possible, everyone who is listening, and everyone who will continue to listen and share. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I would love for you all to share this as far and wide as it can go, as it is the start and the beginning of what I hope will be a really cool career in music. I hope you've enjoyed it. Do continue to comment what your favorite songs are. Share them if you love them. Tell people about how you enjoyed yourself at the live listening party. And also there is one last song that I'm going to play for you. I think we've lost connection to Facebook, but anyway, this is the song Thomas Isbis played, and this will finish us tonight. This is called Morning Dawning, and may the morning dawn on all of us, the breath of life, the breath of fresh air, the new way of living, and may we go into our lives feeling a little bit more free and relieved after tonight. So thank you very much. And this is Morning Dawning. Thank you, everybody. That's all from me, Tom Knowles. Listen to music, share the music, like the music. I know we've just got the people from YouTube currently on because Facebook's lost. Thank you very much. That's all from me. Over and out. Tihei Mori Ora.